Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to calculate the rolling number of up days for a particular stock and whether or not that gives us some sort of indication of future direction. So we're going to start off by requiring these two packages. We're going to assign a ticker in line 15. We're going to get historical data from Yahoo Finance. We're going to add a column for the percentage return. We're going to remove any NAs in our data set. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use this percentage return column to calculate the number of up days given a certain window. So we're going to pass in that column and we're going to calculate the number of up days every 300 days, and we're going to step by 1 day. And the way we're going to do that is by building this function. So we're going to pass in this column. It's going to subset 300 days, and I'm going to count all instances above 0, which should be the positive days given the length of all the data points. So this number should always be 300 or your width. And once it's done calculating for all the data points, we're going to add that as a column in our data set. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and plot it against the stock price. Alright, so we have SPY ranging back to 1993, and we see that this indicator ranges from approximately 45% all the way to 60. So for starters, we see that anytime this indicator is around 60%, we get a slight sell-off, or it may be a good indication to sell if you're long. And also on the flip side, when this ratio is around 45%, it could be a good indication to start buying stocks again. So currently we're close to 53%. Now I wanted to see if it was true for other stocks, just to make sure I didn't find some sort of anomaly here. So in this next block, we're going to go ahead and build a function where we pass in the ticker symbol, the number of days for our rolling window, and whether or not we want to return this as an XTS object. If this last parameter is set to false, it's just going to calculate and return the last observation of the number of up days given your rolling window for the ticker you pass in. If the parameter is set to true, it's just going to return the XTS object, and you will be able to plot this such as I have in the previous block. So it starts off by getting data from Yahoo Finance. We're going to calculate the daily return. We're going to exclude any NAs in our data sets, and then we're going to calculate the rolling percentage of up days given the rolling window you pass in. So again, if the user sets this flag to false, it's just going to return the last observation. Otherwise, it'll return the full data set. So now that we have built this function, we're going to pass in multiple tickers. And these are all the OEF constituents. And for all of these stocks that we pass in, we're going to use our function that we just built and extract the last observation of the percentage. If there's some sort of error, it'll go ahead and skip over them. And once that's done running for all of the stocks, we're going to return this as a data frame. So let's take a look at stats. These stats are as of January 4th, and we see that we have the ticker symbol, the percentage of up days given the previous 300 trading days. It also returned the cumulative return given the rolling window you pass in. So for Microsoft, approximately 53% of those 300 days were up days, and the cumulative return in those 300 days was 46%. We're going to use this table to extract the highest percentage and the lowest, so we could visually see what stocks it's going to pull. So if we sort these, we see that the lowest is PFE, with the current percentage close to 43%, and the stock has declined 36% given the 300-day rolling window. And on the upside, we have AIG having 57% of those 300 days be on the upside and having a return of close to 27%. So let's go ahead and plot the best and the worst. Back in our script, we're going to start off by plotting the worst. It's going to extract the ticker symbol with the lowest percentage of up days. We're going to use our function. We're going to set our XTS flag to true. It'll return two plots. This first one will plot the stock price in its entirety or the full data set along with the indicator. And then the following will just plot 2022 going forward. So if we take a look at this plot, we see that we have PFE being very close to the lowest point given this indicator. Previously to this decline, it seemed that 45% was also a very good time to buy. So let's zoom in and take a look at 2022 going forward. So whether or not you think the company will come back is really up to you. But according to the price movement, this stock is really beaten down. And if we take a look at the best performing stock given this indicator, similar to the block above, we're going to extract the stock with the highest percentage. And we're going to chart the stock with a full data set and also take a look at a subset. So if we start off by taking a look at the stock in its entirety, again we see these 45% levels, and for this stock it looks like the peak is around 55%, excluding this last observation. We're currently at 57%. So if we zoom in here and take a look at the stock from 2008, we see that during this time period it's never reached the levels it's at currently. So from what we've seen, it could be a good indication to start selling if you own the stock. I wouldn't necessarily be buying at these levels given the indicator, but of course further testing needs to be done. What we can perhaps test is see the lowest ranking stocks, say quarterly, and see how well they perform in the future. But I just wanted to introduce you to this indicator and show you guys my findings. So this is not investment advice. I'm pretty sure most of you can expand on this indicator and use it in multiple applications. But with that, guys, this concludes the video. I hope this was useful information. I'll leave a link down in the description area to my Patreon where you can find the script. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.